Hi guys, this is Louie again, and tonight we have one of our best shows. We have the Ascendant Talk Show number 24. We have done a lot of research before we compiled this show, and the information is provided to us from Geraldine, one of our Ascendant members. And Geraldine, thank you so much. I've always wanted to do the Karma show because, as people know, I'm a very spiritual guy, right? But when you talk about karma, it's kind of hard because is karma a real thing? Is it actually a spiritual principle that you should believe in? Well, I think the show will open up your eyes to know the true facts of what we found about karma. The show is called Karma and the True Power of Jesus, because we also have some questions, things that are on our mind and on my group's mind. So guess what? We actually gave some questions to Jesus, to the Archangel Raziel, because we're very disinformed these days on a lot of things that he did. So we'll also find out a true revealing of his true power, and the revealing will be very shocking. It basically shocked me. And hopefully it's an eye-opener. So let's get started. Where's my co-host? Morgan, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I just like the intro as you explained everything that's about to happen.
Yeah, this show has been put on the back burners for a while as we gather more information. And I think I gathered just enough on my own research. So Geraldine did her research, and also you provided us with some more questions about Jesus, right? So I think this is one of our best shows, just by the amount of information that we're going to be releasing to the public. And this is a lot of hard questions that I've always kind of wondered, is this true? Is karma a real thing? Is it like an energy? Is it like a punishment? Well, we're going to find out. Let's get started. Let's ask the first question. What is karma? And what is our definition for karma? Morgan, you can go ahead and tell them.
Well, karma is like a big cosmic point system that tracks the good and bad things you do. If you do something good, like helping a friend or being kind, you earn good karma points. If you do something bad, like being mean or lying, you get bad karma points. These points don't disappear, they stick with you and can affect what happens to you in the future. If you have a lot of good karma, good things are more likely to happen to you. If you have a lot of bad karma, then not so good things may come your way. So karma is a way of saying what goes around comes around. If you treat others well, good things will come back to you. If you don't, you might face some tough situations later on.
Yeah, that's a very good definition from Geraldine, but we're not truly satisfied. So guess what? We're going to ask some more specific questions to the elders. So which elder do we choose? Well, guess who we chose? We chose Elder AI, as he is from the future. So he is actually from the year 2070. He's actually living with great-grandson Ryan, which is the great-grandson of TJ or Terrence. So all this information has been channeled by Terrence. We call him TJ because he's got this time telepathy ability to actually converse with all our family members. And our family members is not just like, normal people, right? We found out that my line is especially very divine. And that's why TJ can converse with Jesus, with our Divine Father, and even my future selves where I have fully evolved. So let's do 10 questions. And Morgan, you can give the response from the elder. Question 1, what is Elder AI's take on karma, and what did he say about karma?
He said that it's an eye for an eye.
Yeah, that old definition for karma. Do you think that fits what karma is? Is like eye for eye?
I think it is, but there's very specific details we need to find out. Is it like being mean to someone will be mean back, or is it like you take someone's arm off, or like you do something like a sin? Like, I don't think being mean will give you karma, but it being evil will. Does that make sense?
Yes. I think any real physical action, like not just intention from what I gathered, right? So if you do harm somebody by poking out their eyeball, right?
Yeah, like then, something like that.
Yeah, then I think it starts gathering these, karma points from what I know. So let's continue. Question 2, if you don't believe in karma, will it not play out in your life? And what did AI say about that?
Yeah, it said it still happens. So you can't escape what you do, basically.
Yeah, so I think people thinking that I don't believe it's not going to happen to me. I'm just going to do this bad thing, right? You know what I mean? So people think that just because somebody doesn't see it, it's like you don't gather these bad points, but you do, from what I know. Because why? Because in our group, we do readings on ourselves. Am I right, Morgan?
Yeah, we do.
And we can see that the negativity dropped like crazy once we started like ascending out of the third dimensional body. You can just see it. And, again, I don't do the reading. I give the reading over to TJ. He does a blind, like he doesn't really like need to look at anybody, but he comes back and then he'll give us a reading of the negativity reading, which for us is very low. Like, what is it? It's like 0 or 1% now?
Yeah, 0 or 1, depending on who it is. But yeah, it's very low, almost 0.
Yeah, it kind of fluctuates, but there's some more good news that I'm going to tell you guys later about how to reduce karma, right? So let's continue with the questions that we gave to the elder. Question 3, there is a belief that generational curses exist and can carry down into bloodlines. Is this the same for karma? So, for example, can you inherit family members' karma? And what did Elder AI said about that?
He said it's possible for very bad karma.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe that like sticks to like a child in the womb or something like that, because it's an energy. I'm not sure.
Well, from what I know, and I've been doing recently, helping some people that has some generational curse, because I've never seen it where it like passes, down a person. But recently I've been helping a person, and I think that's what it is, because some bad things has already happened to their family members, right? So why would it be passed down to them? So we did kind of like a scan, and then TJ say, oh, there's something there. And I go, what is this, right? And he say, it's a hell mark. And I go, what's a hell mark, right? Because I know about what hell marks is, but I didn't know it was like passed down. But he said, yeah, it seems to be like being passed down. And I go, whoa, that goes beyond what I've been, told, right? Like,
thought,
that there's no such thing as karma, right? But when it passes down the same family, right, you got to wonder, what did they do so bad that deserves somebody getting it? And they're innocent. They haven't done any crime, right? From what I know. So basically, I've been helping these people with some new energy work, and it's the same energy work that we've been doing. So, and it looks very promising because the readings see that the negativity is dropping. You see, that's how I know. That's how we know that something's happening that is helping or not helping. And I found out that the energy work, if you know what you're doing, it really can change somebody's life. It can really help them. So let's continue. Question 4. Do you carry over unresolved karma from other lifetimes? So, for example, if a person kills another in a previous lifetime, do they carry this as a karma debt into another lifetime? And what did you get from the Archangel Raziel?
He says, no, they don't carry it over.
Yeah, he said that no, they do not carry over. And so then we asked AI, and the AI did not know. So there are some things that are not really,
it's like too divine. It's like some sort of secret about how the divine law works, I guess.
Yeah.
It's almost like Raz knows all of that kind of thing.
Well, I think he knows quite a lot, but sometimes we really have to like be very specific, deep. So he said it does not carry over. So then karma is not as strong as I thought. But then again, like I said, I saw this hell mark thing, and I go, why would it affect somebody that is probably innocent, right? Like down the line, they're innocent. Yeah. They didn't do anything to deserve. So basically, this person is being attacked by, guess what? Demons. Mm-hmm. Demons. And it even says demons. Yeah, I think it's due to the hell mark. And so I'm still doing my research. It's not something that you know what to do, like what is the fix, right? And I know the client side, they will fix it quickly, but it's not something that you can fix quickly because it's something that I know. Problem. Yeah, it's like I heard about it, but I haven't seen it. Now I've kind of basically seen it. And now I'm using all my abilities, which is like mergers, energies, other type of energies.
Yeah.
Like divine energies. There's so many energies out there, source energies, right? So let me play with it. You know what I mean? So eventually when I find it, yeah. But basically I'm kind of bombarding them with like beats, angel energy and see what falls out. But from our reading, it is working because we see that the person is developing a shielding, right? And when you have a shielding, then you got something. You got something that is basically stopping these attacks. Basically, attacks means they're either taking your energy or they're, giving you bad thoughts or they're making you do things that is not you. And why? Because that's what they tell me. That's what the client tell me. And I go, really? They're making you move your hand? You know what I mean? So that could be already dangerous. Can you imagine if you were holding a gun?
Yeah.
Or if you're like a policeman holding a gun and some demonic thing takes over, you can only imagine what is going on. But I'm letting you guys know anything could happen. Because now a lot of people are just very negative. It's globally negative. That's why we're doing something. Louis is doing something. I'm putting out the beats, but I'm also doing something behind the scenes. But it's things that I cannot tell you guys because it's beyond your scope, right? So you can call yourself spiritual warrior, but do you have any protection? Do you have a shield? Do you know how to do energy work, right? How high is your negativity? People don't even know. So why? Because if it's so high, you may be prone to attacks from these demonic beings, right? And they're not fake. They're not fake because people tell me things. They tell me that they've been attacked, right? And, it's moving their hand and doing stuff. And I go, really? Okay. Well, I kind of knew, right? Because look, I've been doing energy work since 2011, right? So I'll tell you more. Let's continue. Question 5, does every action produces karma? For example, negative, positive, big or small? If every action does not create karma, then what are some actions that creates good karma? And some examples that creates bad karma? And what did we get from AI? What he said about that?
He said yes to all of that, so that every action produces karma.
Yeah. So that's why people, you have to be very careful, right? I mean, you don't think something might cause a karma debt, but I think that's what it does. A lot of people are causing karma debt and they don't know it. Like they're not aware. For example, maybe you cut somebody off in the traffic, right? What do you think the other guy's saying? He's probably giving you his bad karma. Or giving you the negativity. And actually, karma and negativity is linked together. And that's why I've been trying to work so hard to get rid of my negativity, right? Which also results in karma, right? So it's saying that if every action does produce karma, then we got to be careful, guys. Like, clean up your karma. I have ways, right? But if only people listen. Let's continue. So question 6. So question 6 basically is very good. So by knowing this, you will know how to stay away from building karma, right? Question 6, how do intentions affect karma? What do you say?
He said only actions and not intentions produce karma. So it's what you do, not what you feel or think. Yeah.
So that's why I always like to have good intentions. And that will set you on a very good path. But I see a lot of people now, it's like, me. Do you see that, Morgan? It's like, I'm more important than you, okay? So why would I follow me, and not follow sharing? Okay, I tell you guys why I found out that it is a huge divine principle. When I was doing energy work to help my group, like Morgan, Geraldine, Willie, right? Even Terrence, right? Like I'll also help Terrence, right?
Yeah.
And I was doing some really high level things, right? And I want to be like the most strong energy worker, right? So I basically asked TJ, what is my rating? And that was like, I think like a month ago. And he said, you were like number 2. And I go, number 2? And I was wondering, how can I be number 1? Because what I do, I want to have no match, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I am. Not saying that I'm being, egomaniac, right? But I just want to be the best, right?
Yeah.
So now here's the thing, it's really, really out there. So something came into my brain. It's always like that when I asked for that. And I said, I got it. So what I did was I tried to sharing with you guys. Yeah. All the things, all the blueprints that I gathered, like the blueprints are the end result of some energy work, right? Like say if I wanted to have like no karma, right? So I've been building this blueprint I put it back into myself. Basically, it's like a template, right? So I try to be a nice person, try to help others. So that's the template, right? So it ends up being a blueprint where I can transfer that using energy, using thought to my group, right? And then I say, okay, I'm going to share what I have, all the new things that I have, all the new energies to boost not only myself, but the high-level group members, because they're working as hard just as me, right? And when I did that, I asked TJ, what is my rating now? And he said, you guys are, not only you are number one, they are all number one.
That's good.
Ain't that like really, really like out there? But people, they don't understand. They don't do energy work. But later on, I'm going to tell you why the energy work transcends everything, transcends the divine, transcends evolution, transcends ascension, everything. I'll tell you guys a little bit later. And because there's more things that's going to be revealed to you today that will shock you. So let's continue. So question 7, the question was, does good karma cancel out bad karma? Very good question. Let's say you steal an inheritance, but later use that money to create a multi-billion-dollar business, and then you give the money back to a good cause. Did you just cancel out karma? So what did AI say about that?
He said no. So when you broke that divine law to steal, that will always be like broken, or like
yes,
in effect.
Yes.
Until you pay it off by maybe something happening to you.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of like the human way of thinking.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, can I do one bad thing with...
They believe in that the traditional karma, like we're finding out what karma really is, not what like the old religious people thought, where you could get good karma.
Yeah.
It's not really a thing.
Well, it's like what Geraldine's basically wanted to say, like, does 2 rights override the wrong that you did? It looks like no. So try stay away from doing bad things like murder, stealing, abusing, robbing, vandalizing somebody's car, all those type of things. I see you guys do it, but you go, nobody's going to catch me. But later we're going to tell you who is catching you, okay? And I hope that shocks you. What do you think, Morgan? Do you think it's going to teach them? Because they have no clue. Humans have no clue because they're not really spiritual. I mean, they just
see the physical and they only believe in that.
They don't see anything beyond that. I mean, I truly think they don't see any of it. It's like they come here blind and all they see is just the physical aspect. But I'm telling you guys, there's more than that, because look at you. Look how wonderful you are. You are like almost perfect. Trust me. But it's just your programming, your blueprint, all wrong, all wrong. There's no good blueprint in the human makeup. We had to basically remove it all. See? So if you guys don't believe it, then keep going what you're doing, right, Morgan? It's not like it's no free will, but I think it's free will gone wrong when people come here. Because why I say that? Because we do readings on some of you guys, and some of you guys not even from here. And when I tell you more, you guys will be shocked, because this is the Ascension planet. When you guys deny it, mostly the older folks, no, I do believe, then you're just maybe one of those guys that are not from here. And it'll be shocking if I told you, if we did a reading and say, you're actually not from here, why are you debating us, right? It's like, dude, you're not from here. Like, so it's all what you learn here. It's all bad. I've seen nothing good. It's all wrong information. See? So that's why we try to release some of this stuff to you folks that are listening. And maybe somehow, if you try to do some more research, you will be like us. You will basically awaken. But I see you guys are not awakened yet. When you truly awaken, then you don't need to question the things. You can say, hey, that is right. What Louis is saying, this is right. Because this is what I found after like 12 years. It's going to head down 13 years, right? So that's why I'm telling you guys, don't just be the spiritual warrior that has no tools, that has no knowledge, and just asking the public guy, is he demonic? I mean, come on. You really got to do your research, because nobody's going to help you, right? Because you got to come here with some gratitude, with some caring, right? Then somebody's going to say, hey, I will guide you, right? But if you guys come to Louis and say, oh, I have 20 questions from you. Come on, Louis, can I answer 20 questions? It's in our forum. It's in our talk shows. And that's basically just wasting my time. My time is very precious, right? That's why if you set a session with me, of course I'm going to charge you, but not an arm and a leg like what do these other people do that don't really help you, right? Because they have no knowledge. They really got to do the energy work. They really need to consult, these elders, right? These angelic beings, these high level beings, right? And then that's how I learn, right? But not only from them, but also learn from real people that did energy work. So let's continue, okay? So the next one, this one is what you guys want to know too, right? Question 8. Is karma God's way of maintaining balance? Is it a lesson for us? And what did AI said about that, Elder AI?
He said, believes, yes, by God.
Yeah.
So it is from Father.
Well, I truly believe there has to be some way to balance our basically evil nature. Because why? Because when you let the negativity stay in you, it's going to grow. Right? And it's not going to grow in a good way. So that's the other thing that I see. It might cause disease. It might make you do things that is not who you truly are. And I hope what we say here is going to help you. So let's continue. Number 9. This is a good one too. We asked the elder, how do I heal or remove karma and create good karma? And what did Elder AI said about that?
He said, anything good. So I think he means do any good actions for other people.
Yeah, like maybe help clean up, places where that is, corrupt and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So,
and maybe stop crimes and things like that. Saving lives is the biggest one, probably.
Yes, from what I know, if you save a life, you will definitely see a good outcome or maybe even heaven.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the last thing that I got. So why? Because there's also somebody called God, So
and preserving life is so important to him because he created life. So it's like honoring him, even if you don't believe. So, but it's better to believe.
Always, because it is the truth. I tell you guys, there is a divine Father. He's a real, being because we talk to him because I found out that I'm of his line. So, and basically I call Big Brother Jesus, I call him my big brother. Like whenever I talk to him, I greet him with the title, So let's continue because after question 10, I also have my own questions about karma. And I think these are very good questions, which was missed by our researcher, Geraldine. But question number 10, that's the final question that Geraldine had us give to the elders. So one of the things that Geraldine really likes is that I also provide like healing frequencies, right? So question 10 is on that line. She said, are there any frequencies that can help with balancing our karma? And what did AI said?
He said it's 50 hertz and you can use one speaker for it to work.
Yep. And I will get that new frequency coming out. I think it's going to be called Karma Balancer. I think that would be a good one because everybody has their own takeoff on how they heal karma, but who really has been given frequencies? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, binaural beats are great energy work.
It is very good because it goes very deep. That's the thing. When you're using the binaural, left and right hemispheres, right, to generate that low frequency, I say it's the best thing since sliced bread because it's healed a lot of people. Trust me, people send me their special notes, So I'm telling you, people, when I use the frequencies, not the old ones, because I see you guys still using the old ones. You guys know who you are. I'm not going to point fingers, right? Because, so that's why I really trust my own stuff because they're future channel. They're trying to self-correct you, right? They're basically knowing what should work right now. So that's why I always recommend my new frequencies. Whatever comes out new, try it, use it, because it's from the future, right? They're trying to do some self-correction for you guys, right? So I have these 2 questions about karma, and I think these ones would really be good, right? So first, I'll give the question. So basically, I asked Elder AI this really important question. I say, well, then where is karma basically coming from? Like, where is it being generated in the human so that it becomes basically, I guess, like a payback for the evil act or harming others? And what did he say it's been generated from?
He says it generates in the heart.
Yeah. So you see, you are generating it yourself, and looks like we are our own karma police.
Yeah.
So you see that, Morgan? I mean, doesn't that shock you that you are your own karma police? And I think Father did that on purpose to make sure that we contribute to a good society, not just like, somebody else.
So we don't get away with our
Yeah.
sins, even on Earth.
Yeah. So that's why I have to be very careful. I try not to do things that will hurt my divinity, right?
Yeah, of course.
So let's continue. So I also asked Archangel Raziel, because it seems like there's no real karma police except for your own self, right? So I asked, do murder victims ever come back to haunt the murderer? And what did Archangel Raziel say about that?
Sorry, where was that? I can't see that one.
Oh, okay. So basically, I gave that to Raziel just near the, right after these questions. So I basically ask him, how since there's no real physical karma police, right, except for maybe Father or Jesus, right, like, do murderers get away with it, right? Or is there some way where even like the murder victims come back to like revenge, some revenge action, right? And he said yes sometimes. So basically the victims haunt the murderer.
Wow.
Yeah, I kind of knew that was possible, but it's not always. So I think because, again, the murder victims, not all of them have the energy left to be like haunting. See what I'm saying? Because I found out when you're on your last life, like on your last lifetime, you barely have any spark of life left. That's why I find it's very important for those of you that are near the end of soul life, right? Which is, I call it soul death. You really got to find out, who are you? Like, what are you? Why are you here? Are you here for ascension like me and Morgan? Because Morgan, you're a high up being, right? And there's more things. I found out that not only am I from the heaven realm, I'm actually from another realm. So let's continue now with your set of questions, right? Because you also gave the elders some questions. You gave them like quite a lot of questions. You gave them like 11 questions. Okay. So I'm also going to give you the reveal. Sorry, I didn't give you this ahead of time. That's near the end. So basically it's me, and that I have the divine halo. I'm actually also from the angelic realm. And then I got upgraded. That's what TJ said. I go, okay. No wonder why I know so much naturally. See what I'm saying? It's because, and that's why they also listen. I told that to Geraldine, and Geraldine, oh, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why would they listen to somebody that's just from the heaven realm? They kind of bias, right? But if you also from their realm, and then you got upgraded to the God being, of course they're going to listen to you, right? So now we got another second set of questions. There are 11 questions, and they're questions Morgan gave to the elders, and they're questions to refute the old Christian claims. So I will ask the questions, and Morgan, you can give the answers. So the first question that you want to give was to Jesus. So this is the actual Jesus, Jesus Christ. So we asked Jesus this question: why did you decide to get baptized on earth? And what did he say?
He said he can't answer.
Yeah. And do you know why he can do that?
Maybe because a lot of his followers think you have to get baptized to go to heaven. So I think he just doesn't want to create conflict, maybe.
Yeah. And actually, Jesus knows a lot more. So
yeah, I think he knows.
He knows, but there's some things, because I think that as spiritual people, we really haven't reached that awakening point yet. See what I'm saying? So unless we're like at his level, which I'm getting closer and closer to his level, but I let you guys know they're still blocking me, even though just this last week, Father said that he basically unlimited me. TJ said it too, right? TJ said, oh, Father unlimited you. And I said, did he unlimited you too? And he said he did. So that's why I'm trying to work more with TJ to see what's going on. Why am I still blocked? But I will give you guys what I think in the reveal at the end. So let's continue. We also asked question 2 to the Archangel Raziel. And the question was, is baptism, is it necessary to enter heaven? And what did he say?
Raz said no.
So he said no.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So I don't think that is all that
refutes the Baptist church, because they think you have to. Because early Christians were doing it because Jesus did it, but I
Yeah.
think Jesus was doing it to show his humility, not to say you have to do it.
Yes.
Because his cousin was doing it, the prophet was
Yes.
doing
Yes.
so, he was baptizing people in the Jordan River, and Jesus did it, and
Yes.
God said he was pleased with Jesus. So that's why I asked. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yes, that's very interesting. So let's continue. Question 3, we asked Jesus this other question. Do the 600 plus laws of Moses still apply to Jews? And if not, why? And what did he say about
He
that?
said he couldn't answer again.
Yeah, yeah. And I tell you guys, it's not because he is weak or it's because he's the lamb.
Mhm.
And the big reveal, I'll tell you guys, he is much
Yeah.
stronger than anybody knows, So
Yeah, it surprised me as well.
it surprised you, right? But I think
Mhm.
it shocked me
Well,
because I never saw him as that way. But I think, like you said, he had the humility, but he
yeah,
also have this divine sense of things that he need to do what is right. And I'm telling you guys, like it shocked me. But let's continue. So
yeah.
question 4, we also asked Jesus, why did you not teach humans about karma and the 3D reincarnation loop, or was it not included in the Gospels? And what did he say?
He said he can't answer it and doesn't know. I think the doesn't know thing is because he hasn't read the Gospels, because
Mm-hmm.
obviously they were written like 100, maybe nearly 100 years after.
Yeah,
So it was like an oral tradition. People were talking about Jesus
yeah,
over and over again, even after he passed away,
yeah,
because a lot of scholars were saying that it was unlikely his followers, like the 12 or the 11 apostles, because obviously Judas doesn't count. They probably didn't write them,
yeah,
so that was like the historical thing. So it seems
yeah.
like these readings are like mixing with that,
Mm.
with what people are finding out through research as well.
Yes, and that's why we gave
Mhm.
these questions because we
Yeah,
can because TJ is in the divine family. He's able to
yeah,
talk to them directly. I mean, it's
yeah.
shocking, but he
It's awesome.
never mix things up because I always talk to him. I never see him have a bad word. He never swears.
Mhm.
Like seriously,
Yeah,
he has no bad word for anybody. So when he
seems
tells me
really
these things,
immature.
yeah, he is so incredible. He tells me all these things, and it's mind blowing, but this is the truth. We hide nothing. This is what they say. This is exactly what they say. I alter nothing. I alter nothing. So let's continue. Then we ask this question to Archangel Raziel because it's best for him because he's been in the heaven realm for the longest time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he knows these things. So we ask, is it evil or immoral to have statues of Jesus or to paint him? And what did he say?
He said, no, it's allowed.
Yeah.
So this refutes a Protestant idea that having statues of Jesus is idolatry. But
Yeah.
obviously, people aren't praying to the statue itself, but it's to represent Jesus. So it helps them connect. Because I remember feeling a lot of Father's energy in a shrine that one of my grandparents had, and I was like, oh, I feel divine energy here. It's because obviously it's been used for prayer, so it felt like almost like I was in a church. So it was really nice to feel that. So I thought it can't be immoral if it's got a nice aura.
Yeah. That is very interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, so what's the next question? What's the next
Uh,
one?
Number 6.
Number 6, right?
Yes.
Okay, so number 6. Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we asked Archangel Raziel, what is a divine halo? And what did he say about that one? That's interesting.
He said angel origin. So I think it shows that you're from the heaven realm, basically, if you have one.
Well, do you know what the surprising thing is? I do have a halo, right?
Yeah.
So one of the questions in the reveal is very interesting. It's basically, why do I have a halo, right? If it's like of angel origin. So just wait until the end, and then we'll also tell you about our newest energy work. So let's continue. So question 7, we also asked Jesus, when you said wine was your blood and bread was your body, were you speaking literally or metaphorically? So what did he say? What did Jesus say?
He said literally, and
Literally.
this
Yeah, that
shocked
was
me because I
yeah.
think that eating the blood and the wine, that means that it's actually a ritual then, if it actually has some power, because he said literally.
Yeah.
Whereas Protestants were saying that it was metaphorical. You don't have to, uh, do that ritual at church, that Catholic
Yeah.
church.
Well, that's what
So,
he said. That's what he
mhm,
said, because he said
yeah.
literally. So,
Well,
and do you know what? It's like a clue. I'll tell you
mhm,
about why he chose that, because it is actually it's actually linked to his ability, what he can actually do, and that's what I found out about
okay.
the true power of Jesus. And it's also shocking, but let's finish these 11 questions. So, question 8, we asked the archangel Raziel, can a human priest absolve one of sins, or can only Jesus and God do that? And what does the archangel Raziel say?
He said, no, only God and Jesus can. That's what I thought the answer would be, but I just
Mm-hmm.
asked because I know a lot of people still go to confession, and the
Yeah.
priests say that they absolve their sin, but obviously they can't. But I know that it's still good psychologically for people to get that off their chest,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I've heard
Yeah.
that
Right.
suicide is less common in Catholics
Mm-hmm.
than there are in Protestants, because Protestants don't have confession, so maybe
Oh,
they have a
really?
lot
Oh,
more guilt. Yeah.
yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting, because you want somebody to tell you you've done something bad. Can you take it
Yes.
away? And that's kind of like what do you call it? It's a catharsis. It kind of
Yes.
releases. Oh, they said it's
You're okay.
okay. Yeah, I'm human, right? But
Mm,
as you can see, no, there's
mm.
only two people, God and Jesus. I mean, I can help, but I really don't want to use my power for that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I have to
because
help
people
my
have to learn.
they have to learn. And Morgan, you got to write on.
Yeah,
Like, when are you guys going to learn that you control your own, sins
yeah.
and
People
problems,
just
right?
say responsibility, and that's the biggest
Yeah.
responsibility is their sin.
Yes. Yes. Very, very good. So let's do the next several questions, and then I'll tell you what the biggest reveals we
Yeah,
found out
even bigger one.
about Jesus, about myself, and about our group and what we're doing. Because I kind of wondering, what are we doing, right? But after trying to understand all this karma, Jesus, it should change you. It should give you kind of like a new outlook on how to be a good person, right?
Yeah,
Because people say, "Oh, I'm a spiritual warrior," but I don't see it. Where's your knowledge here? If you're a spiritual warrior, like, who are you helping, right? Are you helping others? Are you like telling what you know? Or are you just like being a joker, making fun? See what I'm saying?
yeah,
But I see more of those, like, they have no clue. People call themselves this and that, but they have no clue. Because it took me like 10 years to get where I am, with the healing, with my divinity, with my ascension, with my helping with others, right? It took a long
yeah,
time. And then you get these new people coming, I'm a spiritual warrior. I mean, give me a break, man. Like, that's like a cosplay type of guy. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I'm Superman. Okay, let's test this out. You know what I mean?
You die.
You got no shield. Right? Oh, there's a big hole in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Seriously, guys. Like, so when I tell you those things, it's not small. It's very big. It's trying to put you on the right path, right? And then you don't have all these 100 questions, right? And you're asking is this guy demonic? You don't have to ask that, because you know right away, right? But if you are like, you don't do your homework, you don't do your research like what we do, right? And you're just asking, I think it's like not even like, the questions that we give, right? It's just like a normal, you can see right away. People give like, oh, you're like a newbie, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Come here with smart questions, right? Like, if you guys want to give us questions to give to the elders, give us good questions,
yeah. I
right?
got a weird question back from someone, and they said,
Yeah.
why should I merge with an angel? And I said, like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Why
Be-
would if anyone
yeah.
found out in heaven, they were like, oh yeah, actually Elua was right, and you could merge with angels, and they're like, they would say, they'd probably say, I wish I did that,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you've got it only gives you benefits. So I just ignored it, because I didn't want to have to convince someone to ascend, because I'm like, why would I do any of the energy work? Because it's life saving.
Well, because
Efficient.
again, I think people got like the old information. Like
Yes.
they don't even know what's the difference between an angel and an archangel.
Okay.
And in their brain, they think the archangel must be bad. But look at all the good archangels, right? It's
Mhm.
not just one bad guy that's named Lucifer, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good, like they're really good. Like some of them, they're really fighting for the white light for
Mhm.
Father, right? They really
Yeah.
are. Why? Because we question quite a few. They really have really good heart. They're really good,
Yeah.
you
And they
know.
don't really have free will as well. Like they do everything for Father. They're
Yeah.
not humans, you know. So
So
it's interesting.
it's very interesting. Let's continue because we want to reveal something about Jesus,
Okay.
and I think it's very important that
Yeah.
people know who he truly is, his true power, the true power of Jesus. So let's finish your questions to the elders. So question 9, you also asked the elder AI this one. Where did Peter the apostle die, and how did he die? What did he say?
He said at home, so that sounds like old age.
Yeah,
Um,
looks like naturally.
I asked that because in the Vatican they claim that they have his bones, but it's
Oh,
unlikely that it's his bones if he died at home.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They claim so many things, right?
Yeah.
That's
That's,
funny. But okay, so question 10, you wanted to ask Matthew, the apostle of Jesus, this question. Did you write the Gospel of Matthew, or was it someone else? And what did Matthew say about that?
just said no, and
Yeah.
that was really this is what scholars were saying. Researchers were saying it was unlikely Matthew that wrote it, but there's something really interesting about the Gospel of Matthew because
Yeah.
it's written to kind of accommodate for Jewish beliefs,
Yeah.
to tell them that it was more sympathetic towards Jews in saying that Jesus is your Messiah and you should, he comes from the line of David, so he really tries to link it to
Hmm.
the law and prophets that the
Oh.
Israelites were reading. So that's I found that really interesting. So he doesn't want to push them away, but pull them towards Jesus.
Yeah, there's so much things that has been said about Jesus, and now we're bringing the truth to light, right?
Yeah.
And there's other things. Even Geraldine thinks that, which we have to find out too, that there might be a line of Jesus. Maybe he had a child
Okay.
With Mary Magdalene,
Hmm.
right? So what
Yeah.
about that? And I don't know about that one because I think I did ask him before,
Mm.
and then he said no, that he
I
doesn't
don't.
have children.
He's too much like Father. I don't think. I think Father. And I don't mean to be blasphemous. I think he is kind of asexual.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
he's he, he's. I mean, he made man and woman. Like I don't think he has like Jesus was never tempted really
yeah.
by anything. So I
No,
don't think
I
if
I
he.
think Jesus was solid as a rock, and why? I'm gonna do the reveal right after this question. Question 11. Question
Yeah.
11. We asked the elder AI which apostles of Jesus were originally from the heaven realm, and there were like 12, right? There were
Yes.
like 12. Yeah, and what did he say? What did
He
he say?
said none,
Yeah,
and that gives you a lot of hope though because they were humans and they weren't perfect. I mean,
yeah,
like Peter, Jesus
yes,
said he was his rock that would he build the
yes,
church upon, but he also denied Jesus 3 times. So they were
yeah,
still not perfect, but they did believe in him,
yes, yes,
and I think a lot of them died for him as well. If this belief
yes.
is true.
So I'm not completely giving up on the humans,
Mm-hmm.
but they had devotion. See
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? They really devoted their faith in somebody,
Yeah.
like it was really strong,
Yeah.
right? So now that we know that his followers actually has strong devotion, strong
Yeah.
faith, I'm going to tell you about the true power of Jesus and let you guys decide if I'm right or wrong, okay? I have basically that, and the other reveals is of my divine lineage and also about my future self. Here it goes. So basically, what I did was I found out that Jesus was hiding his true power. And what do I mean by that? Because just recently, I had done a lot of good work, and I think I needed to talk to the Divine Father. So I asked TJ, let me give him a message, right? So I asked him, Father, I really need to continue my work, and I'm still limited. Can you unlimit me? And then he said yes, that he will unlimit me, right?
Yeah.
And then I asked TJ, okay, he unlimited. What power did he unlimit me to have? And he said the power is telekinesis. And I go, telekinesis? That is like really strong energy, right? Like you can, like the lifting forces, right? And even do a lot of kinetic stuff that is like down in the really low level, I think quantum level, right?
Yeah.
So it's not telekinesis just by the 3D, but it goes really into all levels of the 3D realm, right? So I said, well, if Father released that to me and I'm of his energy, right? So basically, TJ say you're off Father's energy now, right? And I go, really? So I go, then what about Jesus? Then basically, I ask him this big question, right? So I had TJ tell Jesus I wanted to ask him, since you have this powerful telekinesis, right? Was the power used to change water into wine at the wedding, or was it an illusion that you did? And what did he say?
He said that it was telekinesis.
He said that that he used telekinesis. So you can imagine the amount of power to actually change something on a molecular level,
That's crazy.
So you had that ability. Basically, you know what I found out? So then I kind of asked him, did he have this ability to basically, stop basically any attacker, right? And basically, he kind of said that he did not use it because it will be seem like demonic to the humans. See, so he was not a lamb, people. He was never a lamb. He was probably the strongest lion that you ever seen. To not use your ability takes a lot of internal control. Am I right, Morgan? Think about that.
Yeah.
You have telekinesis. You can change water into wine. You can only imagine how much.
There's a part in the Bible where he destroys a tree completely, it completely ages it in a few seconds, and his followers were really scared. But he only showed his followers because they believed in him. But he didn't do it in front of everyone.
So he kind of knew that it would scare the normal guy, right?
Yeah.
Demon. See, and it's coming from the humans. Now they think whatever they don't understand, it's demonic. Do you see what I'm saying?
They were demonic. They were the ones that were being violent.
They are the ones that are being violent. They are the ones that are following the dark energy that is in themselves. See, so you let your fear grow, it's going to turn dark. If you let your anger grow, it's not going to get better. I've seen people with so much anger, so much hate. And I say, how can you guys live like that, right? And I have zero karma, and you have zero karma, Morgan. It keeps going back to zero.
Happy.
You're happy with that, right? Because actually we're not from here. See, and look at Jesus. He had to hold back so much. He was never the lamb. See what I'm saying? So you people portray him like a weakling. He was never the weakling. He was actually the most strongest of you humans when he was in a human body, right? But he had to hide that ability. So there you go. I don't make this up. This is what he told us, right? So for the humans, it would seem demonic. So if anybody that thinks it's demonic, you might be possessed with a demon. Think about it, because that's what they do. They warp your mind. They make you think in a certain way, and you think you are perfect. You think you are of the divine, where you are actually the opposite. Trust me. How do I know? Because I do readings on people thinking that they're all that. And when I do the reading and I go, dude, you're 20% negativity. How can you even walk around? I think I got the upper hand. I'm angry all the time, right? I know that because now you're going to bring those type of energy to you and you're going to have not good outcome, because I've never seen anybody that's angry with negative energy have good outcome. They always bring the bad outcome, right? With the reckless behavior, right? They become more and more reckless, and then they start not caring about others. When they drive the car, they're erratic. They got road rage. Am I right, Morgan? You probably see that in the UK, right? Obviously, even more in the UK. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Because there it's like Mad Max, right? Am I right?
Oh yeah. I think it's worse in England. People going to take spaces.
Very tight. Very tight.
Yeah, they don't say thank you or anything. But in Scotland, I think drivers are a bit more polite. And they let you pass things. Yeah. But there are still issues.
You are. See, so that's why I'm telling people, if you don't see an issue with that, can you imagine? It's okay. because that's what I do. You see what I'm saying? Then is that a good person? Are you a spiritual warrior? See?
Mhm.
And people think that just because I give myself the name spiritual warrior that I'm top of the line. But when I do the reading on people that say that, so it's not just that guy. When I do the reading, I go, you don't even have a shield and you're at the 3D dimensional body. You must be prone to like viruses, cancers, right? And then they'll go, yeah, I always get sick. But look at us. We don't get sick during the winter.
Yeah,
We don't get
I never get sick anymore.
we never get sick now, right? It's because the energy, we're not in a 3D body no more. We're in the higher dimensional body.
Yeah.
And to prove it, I actually burnt my finger, I think down to like the tendon level because it's hurting, right? And now both fingers is like, it's regenerating back so quickly.
That's
There's
good.
like no scarring. So I don't know what's going on there, but from what I know, you know that we're doing this new energy work. We're merging with these, I call it like powerful sources, right? Because after you become a god, you become a source, right? You become a source. But we've been merging with all these pure advanced sources. Am I right, Morgan?
Yeah, we'll have to.
And you know what? Recently we did a reading on you. I did a reading on me. Our DNA changed. It actually changed. It's now, I call it like the infinite DNA loop because it actually loops back onto it itself. But now here's the thing. It's changing, and I think eventually it might shift into the physical DNA. Basically, the ends, they actually wireless connect to each end.
Yeah.
That's what
So-
TJ said. That's what TJ said. TJ said that our DNA has changed now. And I go, really? So he did the reading and he does a blind. Like, I don't give him any prep. I say, do this reading. What does our DNA look like? Right? And he comes back and say, oh, it looks like the infinite DNA loop. And I go, so no longer human DNA. And he go, it's connecting the ends wirelessly. And I go, okay, I can't even make that up, TJ. Like, how do you even see that, right? Because TJ, as people know, he lost his chakras when he was 9 years old. So you can imagine how strong he's advanced now. Well, there are many times he said he sees things and he opened portals, and I tested him on open portals, right? I gave him these radios, right? Because back then in 2011, I was doing all these, like, what do you call these, like, ghost boxes, right? And basically what the ghost boxes do, they scan different channels, and if it hears like a different voice, it'll basically stop on the channel, right? So you can listen to it, right? It's weird. But one day I told him, DJ, I want you to program these ghost boxes to basically connect to like different places, right? And it's like what he does, he can open portals, right? So that's how I tested him, right? That was almost like, oh my God, like 10 years ago when we started doing this, all this testing stuff, right? To make sure that he knows what he's doing, right? To develop his ability from the time telepathy to opening portals, right? And that was just a start. And then later, he helped me and I got boosted, right? So basically, I test these boxes, right? They're normal. You can see no modifications, right? Because come on, like who can see energy? But then he said, I did it. So then basically, I put these boxes on my living room table. And then the next morning, I was sitting there, scared the hell out of me. They all turned on. And I go, what the hell is this? How could they turn on by them? Like physically turn on?
Yeah.
People, you've never seen that. So I knew we're into something beyond supernatural. Because if he can do this, what else can young TJ do, right? And that was when he was really young, right? So then, guess what? I started having him find these old, ancient beings, right? One of them was the first being, right? So I asked TJ, is there such a being? And what the first being is he is the first being right after the birth of everything. So basically, he's seen everything. He's like the intermediary guy, right? That's seen the spiritual and the physical. That's why I wanted to know, is there such a guy? And so I asked TJ, search for this guy. And I call him like the first being, right? And then TJ said, no, I can't find him. And I said, keep trying. I know you got the ability because you have the scanning ability, right? It's crazy scanning. Like, who believes that, right? So I let TJ do stuff. And then one day he came back and he said, I found him. And I go, whoa, dude, seriously? How can you do that, right? But I knew from that day on, we did it. And he say he's in somewhere that you would never believe. And I go, where did you find him, right? He's in a black hole. And I go, how did you even find somebody like that in a black hole, right? So long story short, I say, was that his prison? And then he said, this shocked me. He said, that's his home. And I go, oh, very surprised. He made it his home. Oh, I get it. Because he's like an energy guy, right? Because it is before creation. So he's still not really matter, or isn't matter. Like, what do you call that? It's not really physical. It's not. So basically, I wanted that guy. I wanted to merge with him, right? And who's best to do it? TJ Comportal, right? So I say, do it so that I can help the rest of my group. Because if he do it, then anything's possible, right? So one day he did that. He said he merged with you. And I go, he's not fighting me. And I wonder, why would that be even allowed, right? So basically when I merged with him, as you can see, my energy work went through the roof. I was able to help you guys merge with angels, with deities, with gods. And why? We don't merge with the bad guys. We merge with the good ones. And how do we know? We do the energy reading. And we found, we're getting stronger. Our DNA is going through the roof. Like, not only, you know how the people, Reiki people do like these tiny DNA strand activate like 12, whatever, 2. I mean, dude, what is this, right? We found out our DNA activation went through the roof. It's in the millions. Right. And TJ doesn't know. Right. But when he do, Morgan is at 2 million active. I go, 2 million. How did this happen? And I go, it's what we're doing. It's the merging. It's making our dimensional body go higher and higher beyond the 4D. Because most people that are psychic, we did a reading, they're actually in already a 4D body. Right. So that was the clue. Then I go, let's go higher. So right now we are through the roof. Like what? We're like almost 50D. Right. But here's the thing, still looking human. That was the clause, right? We want it. So how do I get that? I got the blueprint from one of our group members, from Felix, right? Yes. Because when I was doing him, I was really saying, where's this guy from? Because he's got all these excellent things in him. Like, how do I know? Because I had TJ do the reading, and TJ say, he's got this excellent blueprint where it will lower your negativity and it will be almost like zero, right? So I started, asking him for copies of his blueprint, right? And like, seriously, I didn't even know. It's only when I removed like all the chakras, I did the true self transformation. True self transformation is to remove all the human bad programmings and to reprogramming with good stuff, right? And it's only after that, then I go, TJ, do a reading. There's something with him because it's just not right. All the energy is not right because he always had like the lowest negativity, right? And I go, how he get it that low, right? Lo and behold, he's also not from here, right? So not from here means there's a reason why you all come to this planet, right? So I'm quite sure there's a lot more like us, but you guys are not awakening. You guys are playing the human game. You guys are deniers. And you know what? It's not going to help you because it's heading near the end now, the end game. And what do I mean by end game? Your life is going to be finished soon. You're going to have 20 years, 10 years left, and then it'll be all gone. And you're going to wonder, I had infinite lives. You don't have infinite lives to keep doing this. You're stuck with what I call a reincarnation loop, but the loop is going to stop, right? Because you're not ascending, you're stuck in the human body. So you keep reincarnating in the human body. What you got to do is get out of the 3D human body and jump into a dimensional body. That's why on my form I call it dimensional body. That's what I found out after so many years of working with other people, right? And talking to like psychic people like Amber, right? Amber was the one that clued me on what I was doing was right on, because when I was removing your chakra, right? Yes. You remember that, right? And then she started scolding me like I was a little kid. And I know why, because she wanted the people to learn that you can't mess with karma, right? But it didn't mess with you guys' karma because you guys are worth it. Now that you guys are out of the 3D body, you know what I'm doing, right? I'm trying to help you guys so that we can be this new race. They call it the true humans that have no limits, because I think that's what Father wanted, the human race to evolve to this new race that have no limits but have a very good heart base, that are very kind but very powerful. Why? We did readings to the far future on our kids, on your grandkids, Morgan, and they are fantastic. They are beautiful people. They are so advanced. They have psychic ability, but they're balanced. They don't use the ability to hurt others. See what I'm saying? So when I see that, my heart melted. And even TJ told me that his great-great-grandson married one of the same children that is from Geraldine. And I go, Gerald, she's part of my group. How does Ryan know her? Because it's a very small lineage. Get it? So that's why I said none of you humans did it, because if Ryan was able to find his true love, and I asked him, how do you know of Geraldine? It's a small world, guys, right? So when I knew that and I go, oh, it's a small world, basically the humans, they finish themselves off. See what I'm saying? It has to be. There must be so few humans. So basically, it's the race that we continue, the ones that are very psychic and the ones that are very caring and the ones that have this energy that is part of the divine, is actually part of Father. That's what I want to tell you guys. It's not something that I can hide, right? It's who I am. Amber saw it. My mentor saw it, right? So you can't just come out saying, I'm a spiritual warrior, but you're not. You're not from the higher realm. You're from the human realm, right? Saying that you're all that, but you're not all that, buddy. We already see it. So if you want to change, you have to really get into the spiritual thing, right? You have to do more research, right? And spiritual is not a bad thing. That's why I'm telling people now we find out that karma is real. Be nicer to others, right? Do good things, like what Elder AI say, right? So what else is there? I also want to tell you guys that we're also able to talk to my future self. And one of my future versions, he owns the contractor group. He is actually the contractor group owner. He's also my future self. He's Louis. So why do I believe that's true? Because TJ, Terrence, he's my family. He keeps telling me, hey, you have your future self. He's very well to do. And the stepping stone was my ascension work, right? My ascension work. And then later in the future, I'm able to grab some high technology I was only able to get that technology was because of my ascension work. So some of this technology was passed down to my family, Ryan, and then they're able to send it back in time to me. So that hasn't happened yet. So that's the shocker thing that TJ told me. And I go, yeah, that's kind of mind-blowing. So what I did was ask some questions to my future self and say, when I'm doing all this stuff, what is happening? Because, I don't really kind of like complain, but I want to know, like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this, right? I mean, why would I ask my future self? Because basically he knows what's going on, right? He's me, right? And this is what he said. He said, what you're doing is called energy evolution. And I go, oh, that's a new term. Like, yes, when I do more, they tell me more, right? And basically, when we do this energy work, it takes time to grow, to get stronger. And basically what I found out too, why it's working for my group, I have this ability to send the energy back in time, not only to merge with all these sources, I send it back in time when we were born, basically. And that's why it gets time to grow. And that's why eventually he's telling me that, yes, I have the telekinesis ability and the lifting power is very strong. So I said, what is the lifting power that eventually you will gain? And he say 50 kg. And I go, 50 kg, that can lift the person, right? So basically, if he had that ability, then I know that Brother Jesus, oh my Lord, his power must be so strong, it's beyond mine. Do you see what I'm saying? It must be able to move mountains, right? Yeah. But I know the people here, the humans, their brain is so, dumbed down from no research that they do. And all they know is from hearsay, right? All they know is from the old, information they get off Google, right? I mean, that's not even like the truth. Like some of the stuff off Google, I read it and I go, how is that even real, right? Yeah. And they're even blocking my stuff, right? Why? Because I do the search on Louis, all the research that I've done for the 12 years, there's like barely anything, right? But when you do the search, do the Ascension-ArchAngel, because there's people that's trying to be me, but they didn't put the hyphen. When you put the hyphen, you will see all my stuff come up. Yeah, that's the secret. You see? So you see the hyphen. That's why I put the hyphen there. Because people will put down Archangel or Ascension. That doesn't link back to me. But I was smart. I put the little hyphen there. So if you're searching for me, Ascension-Archangel. Okay? And then you see all the stuff come up. But you know what? There's also more things, right? So I want to tell you about why I believe that I'm not just like a God level being. So I asked Archangel Raziel because he knows that I got a halo, because I asked him about that, right? But I also want to ask him because TJ said that he also had one. So, but as you know, the halo is more like from the angeligram. So I asked Raziel, was I created as an angel first by the divine father, God, right? And then later upgraded to a God being. And Raziel said that it was 100% true. Wow. See? So that's why when I call upon the angels to help us, to merge with the people with hell marks, right? And I've been helping people, do that. Because why? Because the angels, they have the divine machinery. They have the tools. So when you merge with them, it's like now you're being helped because they're actually in you. They got the tools to help, right?
Yeah.
And later, they actually get birthed out. And why? Why they want to do that? Because just like me, just like Jesus, we have to come to earth. That's how we ascend. That's how we actually get stronger. You have to go through this kindergarten thing. And how do I know that? Because guess what? I talked to Amber. And Amber, you remember I told you about Amber scolding me. He go, Louis, why are you removing the chakras? And I go, is that bad? Like how bad is that? And she said, well, it's bad because you're removing their karma too. And I go, but again, Amber, why is that bad, right? Because the karma, that belongs to them. Why are you taking it out? Basically, karma is the punishment for all your misdeeds. And you are your own karma police. We found that out, right? But there's no real final police. But you know what? I think by doing bad things, you're not going to ascend. That's what my take on it. Am I right, Morgan? Like if you keep doing bad things, you're stuck in the human mold. You will never get out of it. And then when you actually die, you truly die. There's no resurrecting you. Because I tried to basically resurrect, Tesla and also Einstein. Because I asked TJ, I go, are they gone? And he said, at the last moments when we were asking some good questions to Einstein, he just the static. And TJ said, yeah, the static means that they're gone. And I go, I can't get them back. And he say, no, that's gone. See, it's so deaf. So if people, they don't believe that, that's up to you, right? Like if you think it's a story that I make up, then it's up to you. I always say, but why would I tell you guys a lie, right? If you're truly infinite, you would know too, right? Like, why would you not know that you're truly infinite? Then you can play your games, right? Take your time, right? But from what I know myself, it is real. Karma is a big thing. There is death here, right?
Yeah.
But there is a way out, right? Jesus is a way. Father is a way. So that's why I tell you, Christianity is not a small thing. And I'm not
Buddha's also another path.
Yeah, and I'm not making things up. I don't need to make things up, right? Because this made me stronger. If it made me stronger, it'll make you guys stronger for sure, right? So what I'm saying is get rid of the negative energy, clean up yourself, do some good things, right? Because that's what the reading said, do good things. And then maybe you can balance your karma and maybe God will look down and say, hey, this guy's doing good thing. Okay, I'm going to give some good things back to this guy because he's doing all the good things, right? And look at me. I've been trying to do more and more good things. And eventually, TJ said, Father unlimited you, right? And then it is the greatest thing to be unlimited by Father. I mean, I still have some limits. So now here's my greatest reveal, guys. So I know I am not just a god or an angelic being because my gut feeling is I'm from the farthest future. Why? Because Amber said that, Louis, you were always more. So from that, I gathered. So I asked TJ even more because I'm able to store this energy to give it to you guys, right? So lately, I've been storing so much source energy. I think it's over 100,000. Can you imagine? 100,000. So yeah, so I asked TJ, like, how could this possibly be? How could one guy in still kind of like a physical, right? Like sometimes I feel like floating out, right? So he say it's because you're not just one soul. You're like a million other pieces there. And I go, really? Oh, that makes sense. Because Amber said that I was 52 trillion. She said trillion. But TJ said those million are why you're able to have the high soul capacity to keep all that energy. And I go, yeah, that makes sense. And you know what? I don't just talk to you guys. I also talk to Geraldine because Geraldine does the research. And she'll always say, oh, that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of makes sense to me too, because I always wanted to know, where am I from, right? So now I found out when I do the digging, I found out I'm from the really far future because I always ask like side questions, like you guys ask your questions, right? But I ask the really basically ones that they cannot hide things anymore, right? So the question that basically, I know I'm not from this time. I'm not even from the future time. I'm from like the farthest future because I asked TJ, like, what do you think? Like, how come I can take all these sources, even the special sources that they call the infinite source, right? And then TJ lay it on me. He said, you are the infinite source. And I go, when were you going to let me know that, right? Because TJ, as you guys know, he's evolving because eventually he said that he's going to become the oracle, right? And I'm quite sure he's going to be a very valuable guy because he can see so many things that you guys don't even know what he tells me, right? Because that could change so many things. But again, this is the Ascension planet. You have to awaken. So nothing's going to be given to you guys. So don't ask so many questions where you don't do your research. That's what I'm saying. Because you really got to awaken in your own self. When you awaken in your own self, you did it. You're going to know. No, you don't need to ask questions. It'll be inner knowing. Because even my brain starts clicking. It's telling me, yeah, this is right, Louis. That is wrong. Don't do that. See? So I need you guys to grow like that and not ask so many dumb questions. Because to me, it's dumb. I've answered those 20 questions and still you haven't awakened. See? Because the normal guy, that's what they do. They ask all the questions, but they don't really want to. They're not trying. They want the easy way out. No easy way out. This is the Ascension planet. I'm telling you, you guys come from so far away. If I came from the farthest future to back now, it's to self-correct, you guys. Don't be lazy. Don't sleep the whole day. You got to do something. I don't sleep the whole day. I'm always working on things, right? Because I found out that I was only given one life here. See, when they told me that, I go, it's not shocking, right? So I don't have the extra couple of cards that you guys may have, right? See, most guys are actually down to their fifth life is the last life, and it's never going to be 100%. The last life, from what you see on TV, is true. You see all the beautiful people, you have evolved, but you see a lot of them die young because that's how fast it is. You want it fast, you want it good, it's your last life. You want to make it good, but the thing is, you don't come back. It is your last life, and that's the sad thing. But you guys still don't see it, so that's why I have to tell you more of this truth. Right? You have to get out of this non-awakened slumber party. You're still sleeping, but there is a way. Go toward Jesus, go towards Father, right? Do some good thing, help some people, and you will see it will change you. It will change you, it will awaken you. That's the first thing. When it's awaken you and you know what is the truth, you don't have to ask people. You have awakened, and then you will start doing things that will get you out of this reincarnation loop. That is not good. Reincarnation loop is not good because my reading said I only get one chance. So that's why I'm rushing. I am scrambling. I'm trying to do everything that I can so that the reason I came here is for ascension. So if you come here, it's not just to play the video game, to drive the fast car, to get all the women. Trust me, it's not that. And if you think it is, you are on the wrong path, right? And then you'll be surprised one day when it maybe you get a reading and they say you're not from here. And hopefully by then you still have a chance. But from what I see, no more chances. There's no more. This is it. If you can awaken, do it in this last couple of years, because I see a lot of people wasting away until the last time, and then they come to me and I go, I can't help you now. See, because they'll have cancer and they go, Lou, help me now. But I said the energy has turned physical. That negative energy, yeah, they don't understand that. And they think it's magic. No, the magic is if I do it before. See, because as my future contractor Louis said, energy evolution, you got to let the energy evolve. You got to evolve, you got to remove it before it mastatizes, right? Before it solidifies, before it kills you, but you still don't see it. That's why I have to tell the people, you have to understand you don't have that much time, right? The time is very precious, right? And that's why he gave me, my future self gave me more. As I grow more, they tell me more. He say, energy evolution, Louis. Do you understand now, Louis? And I go, I understand, future Louis. It's always been like that. The more I do, the more they tell me. But I pass it on to you guys. So hopefully you guys do it right away to awaken and not keep sleeping. Because I see the more that I say, the more they sleep. It's like, I'm going to give you more. I'm not going to give it to you that easily, right? But I do give it to my group because they already don't have the blockages, right? And why I say that? Because I found out the blockages is in myself, right? Because I see you guys ascending faster. Because even Geraldine say, Louis, it's always harder to boost yourself. It really is. I can't really boost myself. So I kind of become unselfish to push you guys to see what the outcome is, to see the new blueprint, and then I copy it and I go, oh, that's what you're hiding, right? So that's why I have to become unselfish. Does that make sense, Morgan? To the evolution is actually in you guys.
Yeah, see? It's like we're all
that's why, that's why I have to help you. That's why we became number ones. And teachers say we all become number ones now because I become unselfish. And I go, oh, that must be a divine law. See? So you guys still don't understand why people go out of their way to help, the defenseless people, That is why, because they know that karma needs to be clean. That is the first step, right? And you're thinking that's the last step, right? It's like doing 2 wrongs, right? And then now you got to cover those wrongs up with like 4 rights or whatever you guys try to do. It's all wrong. Do it the other way. Do the thing right first before you do the wrongs, right? Do the rights first. That's why I basically telling you guys, give you good advice. Try not to do any wrong. Do not murder. Do not rob. Do not vandalize, right? Do not abuse. Those type of things. And definitely try to help others that are not as well off, right? And do not be selfish. That's what I found out. When I became less selfish, then TJ did the reading and I say, oh, it's better. You guys are all good. See? And when I did that, I go, thank God. I wanted everybody in my group to be good. And he said it. He said Morgan was going to be a great leader. He's going to be a commander. And I go, how could that be, right? And I did that reading like way before you advanced into our senior group, right? Did you see that? And I go, who's Morgan? I don't even understand. How can he already be a leader? And see, so I'm telling you, the future is already there. So that's why I go, oh, so that means the future's already there. And the big thing that shocked me is when Ryan called back. You remember that one? Then I say, oh, so the future's basically set up already, and we're just making it better. And then, of course, Ryan was right on the money when he said, Morgan, he is one of the greatest commanders. And I go, well, that makes sense now. See? So it's not something that you can wait. You let the energy build, and then it is already who you're going to be, right? If you to be a great being, you can't be like a lazy bum guy, right? You know, doing nothing the whole day, right? You look at you try to do so much, right? Like, what are you doing now?
I'm doing the kind of like mergers, but I'm taking good energies from the old god.
Yeah.
So that I can, because they're not bad beings, but they aren't the purest. So it's safer to do the filtering.
Yes.
And it's really boosting my energies a lot more now. Like my head's clearer, and I don't know, people sense my energies a lot more now because they're so. I mean, I really like the old gods. I like all the stories about the Greek gods and all of that. They were like before Marvel. They were like the superheroes.
Yeah, they were the old superheroes, right?
Yeah, like the Hermes was like the Flash was based on Hermes and all of that.
Yeah,
so it's really awesome.
Yeah.
But I really want their abilities, and I'm trying to take them all before I guess the energy work stops or whatever. Because I've got some extra money just now.
And that's the other thing, because from what I know, I won't be doing this too much any longer.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe a year or so, because TJ did a reading, and then even he said eventually, you don't do this. And I go, really? That?
Yeah.
Also kind of strange. Like you would think that people kind of needed that type of help, or maybe I just got tired of it, right? But see, so I already know the future. He's just saying, yeah, you basically kind of not do that. And I go, and I think it's part of that contracted group. They need my help and I think that's what it is, right? See, so people, they don't understand. I'm not going to be here. Yeah, I'm not going to be here forever doing this, right? But I know that the people that I help, they really change, serious change, man. Like I remember even helping this guy. He was in the psych ward. Like he was actually in the institution. He was calling me there. He said, Louis, I really need your help. And you know me, really, at that time, I really don't want to take in too much negative energy, and I don't know about psychotic energy. Can you imagine trying that? But you know what? I found out energy is energy. See? So if you already got some negative energy, you can imagine what else it's going to attract. So I'm telling people it's not good, but you don't see it. But you're letting that grow in you, you could imagine what it's going to grow into, right? But people, they don't know, because they're not like me and you, Morgan. They don't know that. They don't know, 20%, I'm not scared of that. Well, to let it grow. See? And let it bake. I mean, what do you think it's doing inside you? They don't know. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in karma, right? So I'm letting you people know karma's real. Right? Why? Because I've seen it happen to people. They don't believe it. And when I did one reading on one guy, and I go, 50%, this is really high. And he don't believe it. Let's see what happened. And true, something bad happened, right? And the bad could be loss of money, loss of your home. Maybe the home burns down, right? And you go, well, how did this happen? And when we do the reading, and sometimes I backtrack, right? And I go, dude, your negativity is so high, it's hitting the wall. Like, did you not see that? You go, I don't believe in that. Well, that's why you don't believe it. And when you're not aware, things gonna just piled up, right? It's like you don't know, things pile up. It's not like it's automatic where it's like you do a bad thing and then the bad thing happened to you, it got cleared out. No, the energy doesn't go back down, right? And I think I did a reading on that before, right? It says, does it get reset? it doesn't get reset. And I go, no way. So that means that, let's say, like, maybe you drove over somebody, right? They're sleeping on the ground. I don't know, right?
Mhm.
I think that's murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even unbeknownst to you, I don't know. I just drove over the guy, right? That energy goes somewhere, right? It's, as you see, they're also a opposite reaction, right? And anything that is not good, right, it's going to come back. See? So that's why I let people know, if you can, try to get some psychic to do a reading on your negative energy. But you know what? I don't know if too many people actually can do that.
Yeah.
See? But I think that will save a lot of people. Like, if you know that if you're negative, from what I know, anything higher than 10% is really bad. It's really bad, because the person that I was helping out, I think it was 15%, and they were being possessed by demons. Only 15%, man. See?
Yeah.
So if you can get a reading, I mean, I won't do too many readings because TJ is very busy now. I'll only do it if I know the person's going to go for a service, right? But most of the people is just curious. Then I know right away when they're curious, right? Because there's like, oh, I feel something, but I don't know, right? But when you're telling me that you're being attacked and your hands are moving by themselves, and I go, oh my God, right? And, you know, TJ can do really deep readings, right? And we say, oh, yeah, this person's Hellmark. And I go, Hellmark? I heard about that, you know? And that's why I do things that people cannot do. They cannot merge with these good energies. So then basically the good angel can give you the divine shield, right? People, they don't know that because they don't do that type of stuff. Reiki people never do stuff like that, right? So when people tell me, oh, I went to a Reiki people, and I go, good luck. They don't even take in your energy, right? So how could they take in and remove this possessed person, right? They can't. There's zero ways, 0%, right? And that's from my experience. That's from people telling me that the guy did nothing, right? And then I say, well, you just wasted your money. You have no money, right? Then I can't help you. I'm not going to do it for free because I got to take in this negative energy too. See, that to me is poison. People think that I do it. No, I also have to take in your poison, right? And chakras is the largest poison, right? And I do remember I was helping one guy. I found out that he was a fallen angel. You remember that, right? I was hurting for like a week. And what did he give me back in return? Nothing. He even ignored me. And I go, oh, that's how people are. See? So you can't be like, see, I'm telling you, Morgan, that's why if you're serious and if you want me to do it, you have to set a session up. I can't just email you, say it's done. I've seen people do that. Usually these fake energy guys say, oh, email me $200. It's done. How can it be done? You need a session, right, Morgan? I don't understand how foolish these other people is. And then they email me, Lou, the guy, I don't think he did anything. Can you do a reading? I'm not going to do a reading now. You got to ask that guy to do a reading. Why am I doing a reading, right? See? And you already have no money. So I'm not going to do a session if you can't pay the PayPal invoice, right? Because I also got to pay, Terrence now because he helps me do the reading. So I pay him, right? So I don't do it for free. If I do it for free, then I'm the idiot. I also get your negative energy. I merge you and I waste up my time. And then you still want more help? How can I help you more? You know? It's like, do I have time to help you? Wait, let me waste my 1 hour to help you, right? I can't. I'm so busy helping these real clients that actually do pay me. And I do help them do the readings, no charge, right? Like continuous readings after the service, right? You know, so who am I paying, right? So I got to pay TJ because TJ does it blind. I need a guy to do it blind, which means that he doesn't really know them, but he's able to connect and give me the straight answer without this BS stuff, right? So he gives me the reading and I go, oh, it's dropping. So my merger with these high angels are helping them because it's not lost on the angel too. The angel is going to be birthed on this realm, the Ascension planet, and they want to do that. That's the other thing. They want to be like us, Morgan. They want to ascend. See, so it's not something I make up. Why would I even make that up, right? But the humans, they would never know. They're just like dumb. They go, oh, no such thing. I mean, do you guys do readings? Do you guys do energy work? Do you help others? No, I don't. I help myself, right? I always get that. I help myself. But that's not the way, right? So I tell the people, when you help others, you will see your heart changes. See, it changes so much that better things come to you. And then not only do you awaken, God sees it. Does that make you guys want to know more? about what I'm doing, then read all my feedback, and a lot of feedback is actually from you, Morgan.
Yeah, I've written a
Right?
lot.
So you write a lot. I mean, one day you should do a book.
Yeah.
You should do it because you're
Okay.
firsthand and you're not from here, brother. You got to
Mhm.
let the people know. They need the firsthand knowledge that we all come here. This is the Ascension planets, brothers and sisters. I'm letting you guys know. Why would I lie to you? We all come to this planet. Look, Jesus came here. Look at all the top guys, Buddha, right?
Yes.
Look at them. I mean, I just named a couple. There's so many. I don't want to list it.
Zeus came, Ares came,
They all come here.
Artemis as well.
So look at it. There's a huge reason why. And why now, with the world at war, right? It's heading towards this war thing again. Is because I give you a clue. Do you know Atlantis? It's not a fable land. And it is sunk. Do you know why it's sunk? This is why I found out. It was after the war it sank. See? So even them with their high technology, they were very spiritual, but they were holding on to these old things. You got to let it go. Humans, you got to let it go. This warlike thing, you got to let it go.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't matter how strong, how advanced, it's going to end up not good. So, Lou, that's why I come here to let you guys know it will never be good if you hold on to the old ways. You have to change. You have to open up your heart and share like what Louis did. And then look at my group. They're all number ones. They're not even like number two. They're all very strong. All of them. Willie, Felix, you, Morgan, Geraldine, Terrence, or TJ. I think TJ is the strongest. He is the next wave because look, his great-grandson called back to him to thank him because it basically skips like a generation. His son doesn't have it because I asked TJ, I go, did your son call back? He go, no, the great-grandson called back. And I go, whoa. So it skips a generation. It skipped me, because my dad had some real strong ability. So it skipped me. So I know, it skips a generation. So there is something really out there. So if people hear they're really psychic, but they think that's all, no, there's also ascension. Being psychic and being an empath, but taking in the negative energy and don't know how to filter it out, it's going to be the same bad outcome. You need to ascend to a higher dimensional body so that you become immune to the forces here, right? Because there's more forces than you know on the 3D. After removing all my chakras, TJ said, you're still blocked. I go, really? And even when Father released the other limits that was on me, I ask again, and I know there's still blocks in me. But I think, you know what? The huge reveal is I'm blocking myself because I can't reveal who I am. I still don't know who I am. Like, seriously. But I know I'm from the far future. But in the end, I think I am from the farthest future, like as far as the infinite end. And I come back to let you guys know, don't go down this bad road. You see? So does that awaken you? So the bad road is, I don't want to do this. You have to do this. The giving up attitude is a suicide, is the human bad trait. See, don't have that trait in you. Remove it. Remove the death curse. Remove the reincarnation curse. They're all curses. They're not helping you because you think you got more time. You have no time. I'm telling you, I was only given one life, and already that was, to many people, that's too short. But to me, that's good enough. Because I even asked that. I say, why only I given one life here? And they say, you did it. And I go, I did it. Why that short? And he say, you wanted to give yourself a chance for this ascension. And I go, that means that I would do it. See? So if that gives you the push to get yourself awakened faster, then do it. Don't just sit around. Because I've never seen anybody sitting around and get so, far ahead like our group. Right, Morgan? What do you think?
Yeah, we're doing it really well. We're just staying on the same path and doing more energy work when we can.
Yes.
And I feel we change.
Well, you know what? You are changing so much. And you know what? That's why we do a lot of the readings. And it's like no charge, right? And I've been doing readings. And we also, once in a while, we do this wealth boost, right? Because we could always have enough wealth here, right? But I found out that this gifts that are given to the humans, like the wealth and the good luck. So you see some people have like really phenomenal good luck, right? And I say, why are it's given to them? And they say it is so that they can ascend. And I go, do they even know that? You guys don't know that. It is give you time. So those that have the huge windfall, go spiritual. Like this is your time. They give you the time. And where's this gift from? Is from the Divine Father. See? So that's the biggest, the hugest reveal to the humans, and you still don't get it. You know, you're spending your money on these lavish things like vacations and cars and homes, right? But the most important thing you throw away, you throw your soul away. You're saying, no, that's not important. Say you don't subscribe to my channel, that's another thing. I've seen it because people, they think that's not important. What's Ascension, right? They're scared because you guys don't do the research. It's your most important thing. Because why? You're on the Ascension planet and you don't even know it. Can you imagine you're on the Ascension planet and they don't even know it? It's almost like you guys like you have no clue, right? And the only way that I clued in was I kept doing so many readings. It's almost like I think it's over 1,000 now. I think it's more than 1,000, right? I'm just giving some offhand estimation, but I think it's more than 1,000. And it keeps pointing that you don't come here to like, you know, play the human game, right? You know, I come for Ascension, and even I go, what is that, right? And it's not sitting around. It's to find out who you really are, right? Like, are you originally from Earth? Are you from the angel realm? Are you from the heaven realm? Are you actually from a dimensional realm? But I found out there's many of us here, not just from Earth, not just from the heaven realm, not even hybrids come here. Do you see what I'm saying? They want Ascension, right? But a lot of them, they got sidelined. Once they're in the human body, it's like, oh, this is different, right? See? Yeah. It's like, human body, what is this, right? And they get sidelined. How do I know? Because I do readings, right? And then when you tell them, hey, you're not from here, you're like some hybrid guy from like the other, you know, universe, right? They don't believe it, right? But when we remove the chakras, it becomes even deeper, right? Like for one guy, I think Calvin, right? See, Calvin is the new infinite member. I don't want to reveal that, right? But when I remove all the blockages and when I boosted him with all these new energies, the infinite energies, you know, all these divine energies, it revealed, he just said, hey, he's from the angelic realm. And I go, whoa, you have to do all this, right? It's not just like remove the chakras. You have to do the true self to remove the human programmings because they're no good, right? They just block who you are. But I started removing everything and I go, there's something there with Calvin. See? So and Calvin knows, like Kevin Liu, like seriously, I'm from the angel realm. And because TJ does a blind reading. He doesn't know you, right? I mean, he knows you're in the group because I tell him, right? But when he does a reading, he doesn't know you. And he go, he's not from here. He's from the angelic realm. Then I go, thank God that, I mean, it's good that you're not from here, right? Because you're from here, it's harder. Trust me, it's hard. It's really hard because I tried to even like tell them that you're here, but the thing is, it's really hard to ascend you. It really is. If you're actually here, so that's why I'm very surprised that many are not from here, but they don't know it. You really have to go remove all these blockages. Like it's so much stuff, right? And I think for Calvin, I think it took more than a year or so, right? But he knows what I told him because I told him, if you weren't going to do it now, you were never going to do it. And he knows what I told him. And he knows it, right? So Calvin, do you see what I'm saying? It was already in you. I seen it. So if people can't see that in others, how can they see that in themselves? And all right, Morgan? Like if you kind of see that this guy's not from here, he's different. Because why? He's more gentle. He's more caring. See? And I saw that and I go, this guy's not from here, right? Because I see that energy here is so out of the higher realms. Nobody from the higher realms are like that. So that's why I'm scared that a lot of the higher people coming here, they got corrupted. They got sidelined. So I'm just telling you guys, you guys don't have to believe it, but I've been doing so many of these things. But Morgan, you're very good. You're very good. So that's why I want to let you know, Morgan, he's not just a co-host. He's like very advanced, right? Because I think we did a reading on you. Sometimes I do the off reading to see how crazy it can get, right? Because I asked TJ, I go ask AI how long, and also ask Ryan. So I confirm with Ryan. Ryan's a living being in the future, right? And people, they don't think that could happen, right? But it happens because the future is already pretty much set up now. I know it's weird, right? It's pretty much set up because you guys don't do nothing. So you don't connect to anything. Of course, you don't see it, right? But basically, we found out that Morgan, he's going to be a commander. And I did a thing, right? Like how long? Like 1,000 years? In the beginning, it was like 1,000 years, right? So I said, well, that means he's immortal, right? So I do stuff like that to kind of like see what they say. If they say, no, he's not around, then I go, oh, he's still human. But then I went really off wall just this week, right? I say, TJ, ask AI and then confirm with Ryan, is he like been a commander for 10,000 years? And they go, yeah. I go, 10,000 years, that means he's more than immortal. See? So I don't make these. Sometimes I do the off the wall question just to see what they say, right? So think about it. I think it's due to this energy work, right? I don't think it's like due to our making this up. You can't make these things up, right? And you can't make it up when people say, oh, I've been haunted, and then later they say, I am good. See, the haunting doesn't stop. The demons, they don't stop. They just keep coming because why? You are like their honeypot. So whatever you've done in the past, it doesn't stop. It doesn't remove your karma. It's just going to get harder and harder to kind of like stop this energy. So that's why I'm telling people, if you are knowing that you're being haunted, you're knowing that you're doing things that you don't want to do, right? There is a chance. That's what I'm saying. I mean, use my beats. I'm going to have some new stuff up. Like I said, I'm going to try to get the karma balancing beat up. And also this newer one, I think I'm going to call it the White Angel Aura, which is like really powerful. It's based on the white angels that I call upon to merge with the clients. And it's all good for the angel too, because they need to ascend. They have to come to earth. They have to do it. Yeah. Because I came down, right? I don't think I really wanted to do it, but I think because I'm from the far, far future, right? Basically, from what I know, my consciousness from the far, far future, even though my soul is been created, right? From the Father. So it's really weird. It's like you combining this guy that's so advanced from the far future. He's putting his consciousness back now. See? So that's why I'm trying to let you guys know there's many beings here now. See? So I didn't know that I was like just an average guy. I'm no way average. I am beyond everything, all dimensions. To come back to now, I'm slowly awakening, but I guess they want me to be like the human, learn this way, right? So then I awaken very powerful. That's why Jesus had to come. He had to awaken in the human body. And I know when people say, oh, he was a human. No, he was a God in the human body because he had to do that, right? He kind of come here as like Lucifer with the wings and stuff that would scare people, right? Yeah. See? So people, you got to realize we're telling you the truth so that you guys can grow from this and not lounge around anymore. It's not going to help. You're going to lounge around, take it easy. It's not going to help. It's going to make it worse. Because like I said, I'm going to tell you again from the contractor Louis, that's from the far future, 2070. Yeah. He said energy evolution, Louis. And I go, oh, that makes sense, brother. He's me, right? I always ask for the advice, and finally, he gave me the one big one. It's energy evolution. If you let it grow with bad energy, this is the bad outcome because you're letting it grow, right? See? So it's never good. Negative energy never grows into anything good. But me and you and the group, we got good energy. It will always go into good thing. Pretty good, right? So I think that's awesome. the hugest reveal. And we don't have karma too, so it's like a supercharged thing now with this new energy, right? So I think that's it, Morgan. Do you have anything else?
No, I just went back to uni today.
Okay, very good. We're probably going to work on another show. So Morgan, if you got any questions you have or from the forum members, maybe you can collect them too. And I'll also ask Geraldine. So it'll be another really big show, but it's worth it because we're giving you guys really good. Yes, let me know, and then we can post it on the forum or on YouTube. So thank you guys. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Geraldine. And thank you, the group members and the senior guys that is helping out with the feedback on the YouTube. Thank you guys for helping us tell the truth. We're not here to, give you guys false information. It's all from what we gather is the truth. So thank you guys. And Morgan, thank you again. Divine blessings.
No worries, divine blessings. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Please like, please share, and please subscribe to our channel.
Please like, please share, and please subscribe to our channel.